Today, things are gonna get weird, because I've got a brand new mod, which means that for every sail I put on the raft, I increase its speed. But that's obviously nothing new. Where this beautiful creation is different is the more sails I have, the faster things are gonna go, but it needs to be aerodynamic. Or something like that. I don't know. We're gonna put 1,000,000 sails on this raft and see what happens. And this is actually a pretty good metaphor about how this video is going to go. Straight into an island and we're all going to die. So the second item we're adding to our raft is the ability to steer it. Now in theory, the more sails we have in a small space, the better off we're gonna be. And just like that, we have the ability to steer this disaster. So that means our raft of this size, with a single sail pointed into the wind, travels at a speed of 3. So if we replace the piece that Idiot ate and squeeze in say another 2 sails, that puts our speed up to 4.3, almost a 50% increase, and all it took was 2 sails. So this is gonna get messy. How do we add a lot of sails without making too big of an area? I think the answer logically is to build upwards, while also adding a few of the sails to the part of the raft that we've already built anyway. Yeah, just be careful not to fall off your raft at any point, because it's really fast already. Luckily I can just give myself a little bit of a speed boost and actually catch it still. Okay, so we're clearly obviously moving at a pretty good pace, being 5.7. And then I was already clever enough to put some sails in my walking path, but those bring us up to a modest speed of 7. Do you hear that sound? That's the sound of the game slowly crying to death. Now's the easy part. We just need to figure out how to make multiple layers of raft working upwards, because the sails are actually pretty tall. Kinda forgot I'm probably gonna need an axe for quite a few different tasks. The Repairer of Stupidity. I absolutely love when I have to jump build things, but to the surprise of basically everyone, this is working out not bad so far. But don't worry, it'll get worse. It always does. Well, how many sails do you think we can fit in here? Quite a few of them so far. I love that we're already going this fast and we've still got many sails to place and open. And I fell in the water again. Still able to catch the raft, though it's not particularly easy to get on again. Here's today's theory on floating wood. The less raft touching the water, the faster it's gonna go. I never knew you could walk on top of these. My new staircase is gonna have to make a little detour. Now I'm not really sure why, but this actually worked not bad. So from here, I guess we just add a few more sails and try and figure out how to build up even further. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little disappointed at the lack of sails on this raft right now. Well, that's another 20 for now. Once they're opened up, we get a noticeable increase to speed, all the way up to 10. This is working out very good because we haven't put a lot of sails on yet, but we had a massive increase to speed and we have a lot of space left to build with. Just kinda gotta figure out how. And the best part is, now I have sails blocking my view pretty much everywhere I'm trying to build. And more jump building. You know what? I'm probably long overdue to actually start utilizing ladders. That's gonna make my whole building process a little bit less painful than it's absolutely going to be. Because building is really all about the planning, and I just don't do a lot of that. It's not a pretty design, but it is functional. At least until you hit the second ladder, which doesn't work. Okay, for some reason this is actually working, so let's add some more sails and keep building upwards. And maybe I should have put the steering wheel up here. I mean, it looks like something I would build. I currently have it anchored just so I could take a look at it and try and do maybe just a little bit of planning ahead. This is pretty amusing, but the higher I get, the more room I actually have to build sails. Now that we've gone through some growing pains, we're making progress quicker than ever. I do however hear the shark down below eating some of my raft, and that's a trifle concerning. So maybe I'd better make my way back to the bottom and reinforce some of that. Luckily, the part of my raft touching the water isn't actually that big. It is, however, still extremely inconvenient to walk through because it's covered in sails. Eventually, I probably will be able to just cut off basically everything down below and balance everything off a little point. But for now, if it ain't broke, we're not gonna fix it. We're just gonna keep building upwards. Well, I think we're long overdue for a speed test, so I'm gonna de-anchor my raft and then we'll see how fast it's going. It's a little bit hard to say from up here, but I'd say pretty fast given how fast we're going by that thing. We're up to 14.5, and that is with all these sails so far, so we're clearly gonna need a lot more sails still, which sounds weird because look at it. So I reloaded the game and changed some of the mods around. I removed some of the other ones, and apparently they were actually slowing me down because look how fast we're going now. So I guess we're doing something right with all these sails and the shape of our raft because it's clearly very fast. Unfortunately, I can't specifically see how fast we're going right now, but we can be assured it's pretty fast and it's only going to get faster from here. This raft is very fast. And since I can no longer anchor it using console commands, I need to build an anchor. So this should hopefully stop us. Perfect, now we can continue to build without having to worry about falling off the raft. Because I can't tell you how much fun it is climbing all the way back up to the top of this again and again and again. I've also since realized that building a little narrower is actually going to be a lot faster overall. Things are starting to get just a little bit leggy as I'm building. But it's still not too bad. It does really suck when I fall down though. All I need to do is place another 351 sails and then I'll have officially placed 1000. Every layer gets better and better to look at. You think it's a little top heavy? Maybe just a little. 4 more to go and that's officially 1000 sails placed on this raft. Basically all vertically in one gaping hole. But all jokes aside, it's coming along pretty nicely and I bet it's pretty fast at this point. The trick now is going to be opening all these sails because I don't currently have the ability to open them all at once. So I'm going to have to exit the game, reinstall a mod that lets me open them, load back into the game. If it lets me load into this disaster, open the sails, exit back out, uninstall the mod, load back in. Surprisingly, we loaded in without too much issue, so let's see if we can get these open. Sails open and let's hope. That was actually not painful at all, probably because the raft is anchored. And I reloaded in. The game doesn't feel particularly great, but we're going to pull that anchor up and see how fast we go. Are we still going into the wind? It looks like we are. Okay, so weigh anchor and let's see if we're going faster than we were before. I think we are. We're moving so quick the game is going a little bit slow at this point. Honestly, it's hard to say. I know we're going really fast. And we're about to hit an island. Never mind. This was not something that I wanted to happen, but I'm somehow not that surprised. I'm gonna see, whoops, if I can paddle my way up this without losing my raft. Paddling seems futile, so what we're gonna do is reload. This way when we do come across an island, I can steer gently around it. We're going to point ourselves that way. That's probably enough to miss the island by 10 miles at the rate we're going. Then again, I wonder what happens if we do turn as hard as we possibly can. Ooh, we do turn very slowly. We miss the island, but not by that much. I mean, we're definitely going fast. If I throw something in the water, it's gone in an instant. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we can do better. As soon as I jump in the water, the raft is gone. I propose adding 1000 more sails. Double the amount we currently have. But I'm also going to do this part the easy way. I'm just going to build straight out the back because I think that's still going to give me a boost. And I can actually accomplish this fairly quickly, relatively speaking. Also, I spent almost 10,000 wood on my raft up to this point. And I mean, obviously. Definitely starting to get leggy, so let's throw down some sails before things break entirely. These are also very quick to place. I like this part. We've already placed well over 100, there's 140, you get the idea. I'm not really sure how aerodynamic this design is going to be, but I don't really care. They've got to make some kind of difference. Okay, I managed to add about 500 so far. So we're going to power swim our way back to the end, extend that thing twice as far, and then add the final 500. Look how determined he is. He's even pointing where he wants to go. Imagine what would happen to whatever I rammed with his finger. It would explode. Yeah, the game's loving it at this point. Since things are so slow here, I'm going to place sails on here, and then anything left over I'm going to find for room on my original raft. Though I actually did a pretty good job for once because I've got less than 100 to place and I still haven't ran into my other sails. I was out by 55. That is a lot of sails. Look, there it is. The original raft. I'm also super excited to have to climb all the way back to the top of that again. It's just endless ladders, endless sails. But I found a layer where we can probably afford to add some more. It doesn't have to be pretty, they just have to go somewhere. And I really hope that tail doesn't somehow slow me down. Well, I jumped a bunch in here. We are 10 sails shy. I don't think anyone's gonna cry over 10 sails. You know what, those can just go there now. So now let's once again close the game so I can reinstall the mod to open the sails, only to uninstall the mod so that it actually moves again. Okay, I managed to load in. And there's the struggle I've been looking for. Sails open and the game very much had to think about that. That was not a very promising load in, but we made it. The game is definitely very laggy, so let's see if we can get this thing moving. So this is going to be with twice the amount of sails we had last time, so in theory twice the speed, and I think we might be onto something. Are we going faster? It's so hard to tell when everything's just zipping by anyway. We're going fast. I don't know if we're going twice as fast. You can see the debris fields basically blink past. So, I don't know. Is this fast enough? Should we try and go faster? I don't know what to do anymore. I do think adding all the sails to the tail did add a lot of speed. I don't know if we're going twice as fast, but we're going very fast. So, naturally now, I'm going to increase the amount of crap that spawns in the ocean just to make sure the game hurts real bad. Look at the debris fields we get now. I figured we'd be getting more than this by now, though. Look at it all blink by. Let's add like a lot more. So we're going from 0.001 to point whatever that is, 1. Oh, I guess we're capped out at some point. There's still a lot of crap. We're just coming past it at light speed. I guess we could jump into water and see how long it takes the raft to get away from us. Well, the main part's already gone, and the 1,000 sail long tail is still going past us. Wait, nope, there it goes. Yeah, okay, that's pretty fast. Okay, there's still a few things I can try to get a little bit more speed out of this. Not sure how this is gonna go, but I never really do. So if we pull the anchor, we can potentially change the maximum speed of the raft and also set the raft speed up to 20. So let's set the max speed up to like 1,000 right as we hit an island, of course. Just as I remember, we can actually clear landmarks out of the way so islands aren't going to be a problem anymore. Are we going faster now? I can't tell. Apparently the max speed we're allowed to set is 20. Same with set raft speed. Let's try 20 there to hopefully get some kind of multiplier going. Again, I'm not sure if we're moving faster or not. I can't really tell anymore. I think we actually might be. But then again, maybe not. Things are just kind of zipping by. I definitely hear the shark eating part of my raft, but this island gives us a little bit of an opportunity. I wasn't entirely sure I was going to be able to make it to the top if the raft is moving at that speed, but now that we're stopped, I can actually get up there and then we'll let it go again. Yeah, it's going to look pretty weird from up here. Look at those debris fields. And clear landmarks. Off we go again. Very high up in the sky. Could probably see a lot of islands from up here. Or maybe not many of them because we're so high up, but we're actually going to lose a little bit of render distance. What do you think happens if we spawn llamas? They go flying way to the back of the raft. They only land right there though. Well, who am I to complain with the results? Let's auto-click the llamas for a second and see how many we can get on board. All good ideas end with llamas. We can tell the game is going pretty slow at this point because if you look through the sails on the lower right, suddenly the debris isn't blinking past anymore. It's kind of slowly floating on by. Maybe because we hit an island again. There we go. The island is cleared again, but now I've got a bunch of llamas directly below me. Whoops. I was hoping they would fly back into the ocean somewhere. They do have a way of kamikazing themselves though. I wouldn't want to be on this raft either, I get it. Because no matter how fast we're going, we're always headed nowhere good. Well, I think it's safe to say we succeeded in making a pretty fast raft again today. By the time I hit the water, we're basically 1,000 sails back.